Hi, everyone. Welcome to Renegades Weekly. It's been a minute. I'm Rob Adams. That's Zach Neubauer. That is the first time I have talked to this man in a week since the last one we did.
Yeah, it's been a while. The last one we did, we had Connor here. We had the Beard was here. The Beard had some oral surgery yesterday or over the weekend. So I was trying to figure out why he was in such a bad mood this morning. And I was like, I think he's just uncomfortable.
Wait, the Beard gets in a bad mood?
He was. I don't even know if you call it a bad mood. I was getting a weird vibe from him this morning, and I was like, what's up with Bry guy?
I still want to do. I still want to do behind the Beard before he leaves.
Well, it's beside the Beard,
beside the Beard. Beside the Beard.
Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like he was unpleasant. It's more that like when you spend time with people, you can kind of start reading them a little bit. And I was like, there's something like a little off about Brian today, and I can't figure out what it is. And then we were shooting something, and he started talking, and his jaw seemed really tense. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, I just had like wisdom teeth taken out." I was like, "Oh, that's right." He did tell me that ahead of time too, that was gonna happen, but I completely forgot about it, and was like, "God, why am I getting such a vibe from Brian today? It's so weird."
Well, I like Brian. We're gonna miss him.
Yeah.
So, baseball wise, because I did hear that in a brief review that the last time we did basically 10% baseball and 90% everything else.
Yeah. That was a little bit of like, I mean, it's tough, right?
These are tough weeks.
Yeah, we couldn't do the like when there was no highlights to really parse through.
No.
Right? No stream to kind of keep up on. And I feel like whenever it's easy to lose track of the team. You're following him because you're writing about him. But for me, it's like, all right, I got projects to do and whatever. And the show comes up and it's like, all right, let's have a good time. And there wasn't much baseball to talk about because I can't remember any baseball that happened. Yeah.
There's, and this past week has been really tough. And, shout out to our friends down in Aberdeen. We love you, but tough to talk about broadcasts and games when there's no broadcaster. So I'm trying to keep up on their games as best as I could. And I'm watching it while I'm away with my family. And when I'm back here and I'm like, I'm not sure if I even know what's going on. So I was keeping an eye on things via Game Changer and the like.
Yeah. I mean, we were able to dig up that audio of Duran's cycle.
I was pretty impressed.
Yeah. It was a classic vintage call. So
yes, as I wrote on Twitter, Red Neubauer on the call.
Yeah, I was like, it'd be fun to put highlights up, and I forgot that they don't have a broadcaster. And I was like it'd be kind of funny. What's really funny is that you picked up on it right away that it was me. But I remember I sent the tweet over to Tyson because we were talking about like we should do something for the cycle, and I was like, I'll put together some highlights, and I sent him a tweet. And I was walking out to my car, and he had just gotten back, and he was watching the video on his phone. And he goes, "Oh, did you just find like one from the 20s?" And I was like, he's like, "It's so funny that it says Ezekiel Duran in it." And I'm like, "No, that is like, do you not hear?" And I was like, "Well, I guess I am affecting a voice, and I did put it through a filter. So I guess if you don't know that it's me, like." It's Ezekiel Duran coming to the plate, and then it's put through like just a telephone filter. I was like, if you didn't know that, I guess you could not catch it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair. Yeah. To be clear, there is no baseball audio from the 1920s, just to be clear.
Well, you don't know. I mean, it depends on how deep you dig, right?
I've done a lot of digging. This is one I know a lot about. There is no audio from the
technology not available. Is that the thing?
The technology to record it was not available. There is some audio of a boxing match from 1927, but that is it. The earliest baseball audio is 1933.
They didn't record that on like Edison tubes or something?
Not yet.
Interesting. Whenever I think of Thomas Edison, maybe I just conflate Thomas Edison and Thomas Jefferson and think that they occurred in the same time.
Yeah, they were about 100 years apart or so, but okay, close enough.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Thomas Edison, inventing stuff back when they were signing the Declaration of Independence. He came up with, that chair with my grandfather worked on the back from The Simpsons.
Sure. Renegades played down in Aberdeen last week. started the week off like crazy. They
Real
won
hot.
19-1.
That's
and then
impressive.
they won 8-0.
Yeah, I think wasn't it at some point we had outscored them 27-1 in 2 games or something.
Yeah.
And then And then we dropped a couple. Where did we end in that series? We 4-2?
4-2 in the end. With let's see. Because they won 10-9 in extra innings the next night, and then they dropped the next couple, and then they won on Sunday to finish things up. So in the end, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take it. I don't know where let me pull up the standings here, but I don't know if we made up any ground on Bowling Green. I feel like we
not really lost ground. Bowling Green has been hot.
Bowling Green, but we're creating some distance. Is Aberdeen in the conversation really anymore?
Aberdeen's really not in the conversation.
Yeah.
The other team that's in the conversation is Greensboro in the South.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the standings right now just to see kind of where everybody fell. So go ahead and talk while I do that.
All right, I'll go ahead and talk. By the way, it was official. I did cheat on the Renegades, and I went to another baseball team's game last Tuesday night, and it was quite enjoyable, I must say. But I must also say that we do things right.
Yeah,
that's what it taught me.
Their stadium. You were like, yeah, we got it going on.
Well, Sean and I sat there, and of course, he and I both know the drill by now. So we were saying, and I don't want to get into what was good and what was bad here. I don't want to necessarily knock them unless you want me to.
Saying things were bad. Interesting.
Nothing bad with us. I will say their stadium is very nice, but it's pretty new. I think it's 3 or 4 years old at this point. But I'll give you this. With no offense intended to the person at the other ballpark. But we got through the game, and my son said to me, you should text Zoles and tell him we appreciate you more than ever now. We always knew he was a great PA guy, but we picked up a whole new respect for what he does after the other night. Gotcha.
Yeah. Interesting. It does kind of feel like that's what's kind of fun about going around. We used to do that in Minnesota all the time. Like when we were playing in the playoffs, we would go to other ballparks and you're just the worst. You know, you sit there and just judge everything that everybody else does. And part of that's probably personality. They're like, oh, well, we obviously do the best job. So looking at everybody else's presentation, they all suck because they're not us. You know, they ain't us because they ain't us.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right. I got the standings pulled up. Greensboro is 3 games back of Hudson Valley for the final playoff spot. Bowling Green, we are trailing Bowling Green by 3 for the top spot. And Aberdeen is now, what is that? Math, because they have a half game. So they are 7.5 games back from us.
Okay.
For the last playoff spot. So Aberdeen's still the team in contention. You know, the Greenville Drive are, 9.5 back. But it looks like it's going to be a 3-horse fight there at the end. Everybody separated by 6 games. So
okay. By the way, from the other stadium, the one thing I will say is Sean and I decided to send a picture to Zach.
The center field cam
at the center field camera.
Yeah, we were still trying to get ours mounted, I think, when I received that too. So I was looking, I was like, oh, it's not surrounded by like poison ivy and ticks. That sounds great.
Yeah, Zach drives to the center field camera. Sean and I walked there the other night.
Well, yeah, I drive when I'm in a panic.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, usually I walk out there, or if it's like, I'll drive out there every now and again, like if we don't have anything going on. But
yep,
if I'm just going out to like install the camera, because right now it's not in a permanent enclosure, so it needs to be brought out each time. And I'll usually just take like a little leisurely walk out there and put it up, but if there needs to be an adjustment made, that's usually a hop in the car, fly out there, some video scout who will remain nameless is out there just messing around on the outfield wall in the middle of a game. And I have to fly out there and re-aim that camera. That's annoying, but that's usually when the car comes into play.
Adam would like you to show the baseball cards if possible.
Show them if possible. Interesting. They are sitting right over here.
I want my own pack of baseball cards.
Adam, you get to pick one person, and I will show you their card.
Throw it in the
comment section. I will show you their card if I can find it.
Okay.
Keep in mind, there are newer players like Anthony Volpe who do not have a card because we didn't have them when we had to get things ordered. So keep that in mind. Pick a player. We have a couple people who were on the team and aren't now, and we have a couple people who are on the team and still are on the team. So I have those cards. Throw it in the comment section, and I'll put one.
We got one.
All right, what is it?
Josh Smith. Back from the IL. Played yesterday.
We do have a Josh Smith card I'm looking for right now. I actually kind of like his card. I mean, I like all the cards, but
of course you do.
I particularly like his photo. Let me see if yeah, so here we go. Going up.
There you go.
In swing.
That's a good one.
Yep. Face. There you go.
I like that.
Josh Smith card. And these will be given away on Wednesday.
That sounds right.
He said with the highest pitch voice possible. Wednesday? I believe it's Christmas in July on Tuesday. We're doing the baseball card set as well as sort of a cryptocurrency night. We're going to be handing out Doge coins. I don't know if they're real ones or fake ones. We were thinking like, oh, we really should have done this on like a Bark in the Park day and like hand out little Doge coins, which could have been like edible treats for the dogs. But
that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be that day. Wednesday we'll be giving these away. It's also a wine Wednesday, so come out, have some wine, and look at some pictures of dudes.
That's right. So there you go. He says thank you, and yes, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Very good. How about Anthony Volpe, huh?
How about him?
Playing
very well. I think the average up into 326, I think I wrote yesterday.
Yeah, it's been fun to kind of like, since he's gotten called up, we haven't had a game with him here yet, I keep seeing his name popping up on Twitter, and that's always exciting when you have like a guy that keeps getting like talked about. So
yes. And he's getting talked about a lot. Somebody actually messaged me the other day and they said, oh, I'm hearing, someone told me they know about this, that, and the other. I said, I have heard none of the above.
Yep. Until an offer sheet is slapped down on the table. Yeah. It's so funny, especially being around here. There's a lot of like, we're a Yankees organization. But it's also like the local team. So like a lot of people are very invested in the Yankees, and you hear a lot of like people speculating about trade stuff or speculating about, what's happening with this guy and the big, all this other stuff. And so I've heard half the American League is coming to the Yankees. So, while I understand that there have been talks, I feel like everybody pumped the brakes. Like, I feel like a part of me feels like we're going to get to like July and everybody's going to be complaining that the Yankees didn't make a move. That's what I think is going to happen. Is I don't think they're going to make a move, because you know what? I don't think they think that they're like, in a bad position. I think they think they've had some bad luck and they're going to turn it around. I will tell you, as someone who pays very close attention to the big team, this is some of the most mind-blowing losses I have seen in close to basically 50 years of watching the New York Yankees. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is I think on paper, I think this is a good team. And just for whatever reason, it's not falling their way, but that doesn't mean that can't change. Right. But then, everybody's like, oh, well, is this guy on the move? Is that guy on the move? Is this dude going to move? And I'm like, hey, who knows? Maybe they knows. We used to go through this in Minnesota every year. They'd be like, do we need to make a change? Do we got to go get a guy? And it's like, I don't know. We're about to set the record for home runs in a season. I don't know that we need another guy.
And I'll tell you, everybody freaked out last night because Oswald Peraza, our old friend, got pulled from the lineup right before first pitch down in Somerset. And everyone went, uh-oh, here it comes. Nothing happened.
Yeah. It was like some family thing, right? It was funny because I was watching the Somerset broadcast because I was building out a graphic and I needed temp data. And so I was like, oh, I'll put that one in. And I was like, I'll throw that game on too. And so I was watching the game. And when they started saying that, I thought he got hurt.
Right.
Like, oh, what happened to Peraza? And I was like, oh, trade deadline. Maybe he's getting moved. And I was like, I don't know that he's like, I mean, maybe he's a guy that might move, but I don't know, man. And then, yeah, I think on Twitter, it said something like it was like a family thing.
Yeah.
Which hopefully is fine. We'd love to have an Oswald Peraza here, so we obviously want everything to be all right.
That's right.
But yeah, it's funny how this type of year just sort of, especially in minor league baseball, in affiliated minor league baseball, like really can kind of mess with your head a little bit, because you start seeing like people talking about like Trevor Story, and you're like, oh, how is that going to leak down to us? That's kind of
exactly
weird,
exactly.
What sort of weird transitional thing, like not to keep talking about Minnesota, but like the Twins traded Nelson Cruz. And the first thought was like, they didn't trade for anybody on the big league roster. So there are conceivably guys in leagues around like that played against us, or guys from Bowling Green, possibly. Because they're the Rays, right?
Yeah, they're the Rays.
I don't know where the two guys they sent to Minnesota were from, but conceivably people of that level, people playing for us, playing for Bowling Green, playing for teams that we might play, could end up getting moved. Jalen Ortiz could get moved, or however you pronounce it. I said the other day.
I swear I want clarification on his pronunciation, because we have to see him at least one more time.
You know what's funny? I kept saying like Jaime Garcia, right? I had that name stuck in my head. And little fun fact about Zach, I like playing video games, but I haven't bought a new system in forever, right?
Okay.
So I play with a PlayStation 2, right? And I'll go home and kind of kill some time, blow off some steam on PS2. Well, they don't make games for PS2 that are like, oh, MLB The Show 2021 on PS2. So the most recent one that I have, I believe, is either 2012 or 2011. And I'm in the playoffs, and who am I going up against? Jaime Garcia. I was like, oh, is that where the name was stuck in my head?
Probably.
Yeah, it's a Latin name, Garcia and Ortiz and the Highland and the Jaime, and I conflated the whole thing, and I'm guessing that's the reason. But anyway.
And then there's me, who would be playing on an Atari 2600.
I'm familiar with the first word. I'm not necessarily familiar with the second number.
Yeah. Anyway,
big news today. Johnny Brito got Player of the Week.
Yes, he did.
Look at that.
Sound the bell.
Johnny Burrito.
Yes, I saw that. Very good. Good for him.
Yeah. I'm going to be putting out just some Brito highlights here, probably once we get off the podcast. But yeah, I mean, he's a fun guy to watch pitch. He's been around since the beginning of the year. I keep seeing people referencing him as one of the more underrated pitchers in the Yankee system. And I think that's probably accurate. I've seen he doesn't walk anybody. And he throws right around the zone. He's got good stuff. I like him.
He's come a long way. He's 4-4 with a 2.76 ERA and 13 starts. He has pitched really well. And to your point, the strikeout to walk ratio, he has struck out 68 and walked 9. Yeah.
That's 9. The thing. I mean, if there was ever any struggle, it's because the ball he's just right around the zone.
Yeah.
Right. If he's going to give up hits, he's going to give up hits. But yeah, I mean, he's been fun to watch. I think he's well liked in the locker room too. I feel like a lot of people reference Brito when we're talking with them. So like, yeah, I think he's kind of a low key dude that I'm into. I like Johnny.
It's amazing. He's one of the guys that we have not actually met on Rob's Roundup, and we still don't get the face to face with players that a lot of people get in minor league baseball, because a lot of that has changed. We're still a little more strict about it at Dutchess Stadium.
Yeah, we are, but we
not to a bad point. I'm actually,
yeah. I mean, we still have some access. Like we're just, I think we're just trying to letter the law things. Right.
Right. To me, it's a compliment that we're actually, we're staying the way that we are. That's what I'm meaning to say.
Yeah. I mean, we're not like, out at the bar with Johnny Brito doing shots,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with that comment.
I mean, you can invite him.
We could.
Who do you think would be the best one to go like have a beer with?
I get the, well,
okay. I feel like there's two different questions. I feel like there's a right answer to this, but, but like if you had to go have a beer with anybody, but then also like somebody who you might like want to go like, I don't know, hiking with, or go like on like a little adventure?
See, my first answer to someone to go have a beer with is a guy that I've already met, and that's Derek Kraft.
Oh, interesting. I was going to say Kyle McDonald, because he seems like a beer drinking dude. He's from Canada. They don't even, I don't think they have anything other than beer
Molson with Kyle McDonald. That's true. I can see that. I can see that.
Kraft's a good one.
That Kraft is a good one. See, I wonder about Bro.
Interesting. I could see Bro like being the guy like playing pool at the back of the bar, hustling pool games or something.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I think the one that would be very fun to go do things with would be like Ezekiel Duran. Like the guy's got so much energy that I'm like, I feel like that would be like, you wouldn't have a boring time hanging out with Zeke,
I don't think you would. And I think Josh Smith would be perhaps the coolest guy.
Yeah. Josh Smith just feels like he's down for whatever. Right.
Yeah. He's just like another one I've interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he would be kind of like complete chill, whatever. Yeah. That's cool. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Rob's Roundup from like Max's on Main and just pack the place and everybody.
I like it.
Wild.
Oh, now I really like this.
Yeah.
Take beside the beard there. Although he might be.
I'm trying to think of like a Rob's Roundup twist that could be like Rob's Saloon or something. And like you pour a beer and you have a chat.
I like it.
Yeah.
Can we make this happen?
Off the wall stuff. Get real wild.
I like this. By the way, are we still going to make our road trip down to Brooklyn? Because I think it's next week.
Oy, maybe? Let's call it a maybe.
That's a solid maybe.
I would like to.
I would like to as well.
It just depends on, like, it's hard to even describe it. Like, there's so many behind the scenes things that like make it challenging for me to leave on certain stretches of time.
Yes.
And I feel like there were things that I would have liked to have had happen this last break that haven't happened that are probably going to have to happen on the next break. And that's where I'm like a little hesitant now. But overall, I mean, I'm down. I haven't made any plans about this. We haven't really talked to anybody other than that Keith is kind of giving you the green light, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Keith would probably still give.
I haven't put any tech thought into it. And I feel like we need to put some tech thought into it. But if I do that and it's like, oh, we could do this pretty simply, then I think that'd be fun. Or at the very least, we do like Rob's Roundup from Brooklyn and then I head back and you have a good time. Although that's not fun for me. I want to ride a roller coaster. Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nancy figures we tap it at the Sloop Beer balcony.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
I did accidentally bump one of the taps the other day and the beer still goes even when the game's not happening. So I didn't hit one in Sloop, but I hit one at the beer garden.
All right.
We were shooting the like little, where I tell everybody what's happening at Dodger Stadium. And I happened to be, that was one of the locations and I touched the tap and like beer fell out. And I was like, look at that. Look at that.
Isn't that on the Gades horizon?
On the Gades horizon. And now this thing.
I pay attention occasionally.
Yeah, special appearance by the Beard for the final one of his internship. Now that I'm actually doing the math on it, he will have left 2 or 3 days before his actual thing airs.
Of course. Because
I'd forgotten that he wasn't here the whole homestand. I think he's done Friday. And I think his was set to be Sunday. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine.
Speaking of stuff happening at Dodger Stadium, we're getting some and podcasts because we're doing a podcast. John Boy and Jake are going to be coming out.
I know. I saw that today. I didn't even know about it. My nephew Jake messaged me out of the blue and he's like, "This is phenomenal." I went, "I didn't know."
Your nephew is talking Jake?
Nah, my nephew is the Jake who talks, but I don't know if he's talking Jake.
Yeah, no, they're going to come out. They're going to do like a meet and greet and do some fun stuff with us on Saturday. It's also Halloween night on Saturday, so dress up in costumes. I feel like we should do like a costume contest. We've sort of half talked about that and like bring like one thing we've talked about kind of doing is like doing like usher treating where like all the ushers have candy and the kids in costume can go up and get candy from them.
I like that.
I think that would be cool. I don't know if we're actually doing that. That's just an idea that's been floating around. The other thing we thought about was having like a costume contest and seeing if like somebody can judge it. You know, if Jake and John Boy want to judge a costume contest, that'd be kind of fun too. But they're going to come play their like wiffle ball, whatever they do. There's like some baseball thing that they do like out in like alleys and stuff. They're going to play it at the Dutch earlier that day. And then stick around for the game that night and do a meet and greet and all that kind of fun stuff. So
are they planning to bust in the booth?
I mean, we could ask them.
Okay. I didn't know if
like everybody wants to do some broadcasting, right?
Why not?
Is anybody like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to go up and talk.
Not to him.
Yeah, we're all talkers, Rob.
That's right. Every single one of us.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Wilmington.
I don't know. I was really expecting our energy to be different going into a game in a week.
True.
I feel like you and I are both exhausted.
Yes.
And I don't know how we ended up there because we haven't had games, but it's been kind of a long 2 weeks. And I feel like you've been out calling games like crazy.
I have been. I have been calling Babe Ruth baseball since Friday. I think I figured out I have called 87 innings since Friday morning at 10 o'clock.
Interesting. Does that count the innings where your laptop crashed?
Yes, because it crashed for like fortunately it crashed for the top of the inning and I was able to get it back in the middle of a pitching change.
Yeah. I saw Twitter and I saw that you were not happy about it. I was like, oh no, that's not fun. Yeah.
Nope. I was not happy at all. And I'm sure Susan, who is watching, quite recalls the text she was getting from me in the middle of that. Because
you were having a little ranty time over text.
A little bit. I just thought it was, like you feel the same way. You have a standard that you set.
Yeah. You have like this is the level that I want things to happen. And when it doesn't happen that way, it can be a little bit frustrating.
Yes. And I was certainly disappointed in that moment, but it's okay. It's all right. We gave it what we had. Computer's fine. Yeah. I'm on it right now. It's fine.
I had an old laptop that I used to DJ and I had used it for years. It had so much like beer spilled on it from drunk wedding guests. And I had like, I did a Halloween party and somebody like almost snapped it in half backwards because drunk people are the worst.
Yeah, true.
But after a while, the computer would just all of a sudden lose its mind and like completely like skits out on me. Like I'd be doing a wedding and all of a sudden like a bunch of green would start flashing on the screen and then it would just go, ah. And I would have to like quick plug my phone in and try to play stuff on my phone while I was like, it's what prompted me to get a new laptop. And I was like, every night was so stressful because every time I plugged something into it, I was like, is this going to be the day that this thing goes down? I pulled all my music off the hard drive and was like, it's all going to have to be external because I don't trust this thing. And I think I probably made it another 2 to 3 years of just stressful DJing.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be the day that this will be the day that I die, like that's what I kept thinking. So I get it, man. I get it when like, there's like this thing in the back of your head probably that like at any moment my laptop can go down.
Yes.
Even now I'm like, this laptop has been great, but at any moment this thing can go down. And that's always the stress of technology. You can do everything right. And at any moment you're putting a whiteboard up on the video board, anything can go down at any time, man.
Yeah. So right in the middle of, what was it? Braintree, Massachusetts and North Providence, Smithfield, Rhode Island. The computer just went black and then turned right back on. And it was fine after that, but it happens. Doesn't happen very often, but it happened there.
Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you looking forward to this homestand to like dramatically shift topics?
Dramatically shift topics. I am looking forward to kind of reacquainting with Wilmington because for the Renegades, it's a chance to get healthy. Wilmington has not been particularly good recently. And I think for the Renegades to get them back here and get them back to doing what they're doing. Wilmington has lost 9 in a row, and you'd like to take advantage of that and keep them going because, the Renegades are 8.5 games up on Aberdeen. They have played so well. And I know they've been a little inconsistent recently, 7-3 in their last 10 though, but take advantage of Wilmington and, kind of give them a hard time.
Yeah. I don't even want to call it. I'm excited to see Anthony Volpe, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, this Renegades offense has been so prolific lately. I mean, we talked about Duran hitting for the cycle, which is cool. And looking through the highlights, he almost parked 2 homers. Like his double was everybody in the ballpark thought it was a homer and it just hit off the fence. But like we got so many guys who can hit right now, and it feels the offense is humming. And I'm really excited to just see like a good old fashioned smash the ball around the yard, 8 to 15 baseball game. I don't know why I feel like we're going to have a couple of those.
That is true. I was concerned that we wouldn't get to meet Volpe because, I kept hearing all these rumors, but I'm glad he's still on the team and we're going to get to see him tomorrow night.
Yeah. From everything I've heard, he's fun to watch, right? He's an infielder with some range. He's quick. I remember you and I were talking about that earlier on. I was just looking through stats and I was like, wow, this guy is like, I think he ended up with like 20 stolen bases at low A.
Yeah.
And that's like half the season. Like you're on pace for a 40 steal year. That's fun to watch. I love watching guys who run, like fast guys is I'll take a guy who runs over a guy who puts one 600 feet. Maybe not. But I just think that's such an exciting brand of baseball, and I'm excited to see him here. I'm also excited that Josh Smith is healthy again.
Yes.
And kind of what that infield looks like now with Volpe and with Smith. I think Volpe's been playing short, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm
trying to figure out what the infield's even going to look like with everybody in
there.
That's
the thing. The other day, Volpe was playing shortstop, but then when Josh came off the IL, I believe Volpe was the DH and Josh played shortstop.
Yeah, but if you look at our infield, right?
Yes.
You got Duran, you've got Volpe, you've got Smith, right?
Right.
And then you've also got like Chad Bell, who can play multiple positions. You got James Nelson, who's been a mainstay over at third.
Who's now on the IL.
Oh, interesting. I didn't see that he got hurt. So, okay. So I guess that makes it a little bit easier. But Bell's a guy you kind of want to try to get into the lineup. McDonald's played very well at first base, I've thought anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Oliver Dunn running around,
right?
Unless he's on the IL too. Oliver Dunn's a very good infielder.
No, he is. Volpe has 21 stolen bases at Tampa. He has not stolen a base yet with the Renegades.
That's because he keeps hitting the ball out of the yard. He's either a homer or a double with him lately.
I know it's 6 doubles, 3 home runs.
Yeah. And how many total hits?
15.
15. So 9 of his 15 hits have either been a homer or a double.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you a lot of opportunity to steal a lot of bases.
No, it doesn't.
That's why Josh Bro doesn't have any steals. The ball keeps leaving the yard.
I know.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'd love to steal a base, but it keeps hitting him off the scoreboard.
There is that problem. It's a nice problem to have.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'm feeling, what I'm feeling about this upcoming
series? What are you
feeling? I'm feeling like there's a good baseball energy coming into this ballpark.
Definitely.
I think there's going to be, I think we're going to have good crowds this week.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to come out and support Britney Spears on Sunday with their dogs. That's going to be
right.
great. And I think the energy is going to be good. And I think we're going to see the baseball there's some good baseball mojo right now. And I think that that's going to continue. I think we're going to fly past the deadline. I think the Yankees aren't going to make any moves. And I think all teams in the organization are going to be fine for it.
By the way, they just made a minor move.
Okay.
They did.
Have I been traded?
You've been traded no, the Yankees have traded Clay Holmes. They acquire Clay Holmes, from the Pirates for Diego Castillo, Hoy Park, catcher Rob Brantley has been returned to AAA. So just saw that come across so Hoy Park got traded, and Hoy Park was having a great season down at AAA.
Yeah, I wonder if that was one of those, because was he I'm trying to remember what position he is. Because I haven't watched
second baseman.
Okay. Yeah, he could be. I mean, maybe they're just like, yeah, he's been great, but we don't really have a spot for him. You know,
That could be. Let me see.
What LeMahieu plays second.
Right.
You've got other guys who can play second. Like I feel like they've got second base kind of covered when they throw. I mean, this isn't a Yankees show, but you know,
no,
like
it's not.
They move guys around at first base, and they move LeMahieu around because he's so versatile. But
Park was hitting 327, 10 homers, 29 driven in.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I would too. Well, good for him. He's a Pirate now.
Yeah, good for him. Are there
And
ever
he may get moved up, so good for him.
This is kind of a weirder. Is it common that there are like minor league only trades? Like that like that a trade doesn't impact the major league club directly. It only impacts the farm systems. Like if we traded, I hate to throw out names, but so let's say we trade Oswald Peraza for like some guy who's also in AA for like the Nationals. And it's just like a 1-for-1. We trade him for like a hot pitching prospect just because we're thick with infielders and we're like, I want to just make some adjustments in the minor leagues. Does that ever happen?
That's pretty unusual. Let's put it that way.
It feels unusual, but it also feels like you would think at this stage they'd be like, well, you know, we're swimming in infielders and our system is lacking in pitching. Let's go out and get some young arms and
why not
send off some young infielders, you know?
Yeah.
But,
all right.
None of that is accurate for this team. I'm just saying, you know, hypothetically.
Yes.
Living in hypothetical land. But
I agree with you, though. I think it's going to be a good week for baseball at the stadium. I think people are excited. It's been a couple of weeks, so we're all looking forward to getting back. Crowds will be good. You got the fireworks coming up on Friday. Light show Saturday, right?
Yeah. We're gonna have basically just like a big dance party on Saturday. We're gonna do like it's gonna be all Halloween-y during the day, and then we're gonna try to like, you know, turn up a little bit at night. That should be fun on Saturday.
I like it.
The musical theme for fireworks is grunge, which should be fun. Right. Little crunchy guitar, you know, little Nirvana, Soundgarden. It was funny.
Little black hole sun with fireworks.
Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. It's funny because we were in here and we're working on different things for the homestand, and Jared, one of our interns, was going through the promo schedule, and he was like, what does this line mean where it says Friday we're celebrating grunge and it says showers are optional? And it's like, grunge is a very dirty music. I was like, there's some greasy hair. There's some, you know, I was like, yeah, you know, when everybody's like smacked out on heroin, there's not really a lot of time for showers.
Jared, you know how Dave Grohl's hair now looks thick and lustrous? Go look back at him in the 90s.
That's how it got so lustrous, right? Yeah. You know, you start washing your hair too much. You start like pulling out a lot of the natural oils and you start to degrade the hair a little bit. Don't shower, man. Let it live.
That's it.
Let it live. That's probably true.
He had it pulled back in a ponytail back then. It was all slicked and everything. Yeah. There's your answer.
Everybody was gross and sweaty and it was a great time. Great time to be alive. I feel like air conditioning technology had not come along. Right. It wasn't where it needed to be.
Yeah.
One house in a town might have air conditioning and they would, you know, write novels about it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stories, definitely. Let's see. What else? What have we not hit on?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm ready for baseball to be back. I'm ready to be done with the non-baseball days. It's so funny working in like minor league baseball where like you start kind of looking forward to the breaks a little bit because the day-to-day is very long anyway.
Yeah.
And like at this point, I'm just like kind of over not having baseball here right now.
Yeah.
You know, I know that's like a very like, oh, we're just so excited to have baseball back. It's very like sales pitchy sound, but like it truly is like, for whatever reason, this break in particular, I feel like I could have done a week. A week off would have done me good. And then the 2 weeks, it's like, All right, let's just get back to doing this. That's a long break. We got another long one coming up. We got a couple. I think we're a week on, week off, 2 weeks on,
right?
2 weeks off,
2 weeks off,
and then 2 weeks on again, right?
2 weeks on, and then maybe
and then playoffs. If we are so fortunate as to, if the season ended today, we'd be in playoffs,
right?
And there's still a lot of time. You know, we're starting to look at the playoff picture a little bit, but we are nowhere near being a playoff team. We have a month and a half before that's even really. We have a 3-game lead. We got a lot of competitive baseball coming up.
A lot can happen.
Speaking of baseball, should we touch on a couple of the like specialty things? So we talked about John Boy and Jay coming out, and there's like a meet and greet package we've put out. This will be a little sales pitchy, I guess. We're also doing a battle for the bridges, because Brooklyn has a bridge and we've got bridges, and we're selling tickets to all 12 remaining games against Brooklyn in one package. So for like, I think it breaks out like if you go Valley Reserved, it's like $10 a ticket, but you can get every single game against the Mets affiliate for the remainder of the year, which is 12 games, for one price. It's basically like a little mini season ticket package, because we don't play anybody from Brooklyn, it feels like, for the rest of the year. But
pretty much.
Yeah. But, you know, I think it could be fun. Tyson and I were talking, it'd be kind of cool if we ended up having some sort of like trophy that we could win back and forth on like the season series versus the Cyclones, right? You know,
little Empire Cup kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it all over like college sports, like, oh,
sure,
you know, you got to win Paul Bunyan's axe in Minnesota. Like we had like some piece of garbage that you every single time that the Gophers played somebody in the Big Ten, they had something they were playing for, some item, you know, Newt Rockney's jockstrap or whatever it was. But like you could play for those things. And I think that would be fun. I think there should be a little bit more like inner team things going on. We could have something with Wilmington. It doesn't have to just be New York, but it feels like that's the easiest one. It's so close.
That's true.
But, you know, the whole league is close, really.
Yeah, it is. For this year, it is.
I don't know. Everybody in the division, we should have some sort of thing we can win. I think that would be cool. Blue Rocks.
Yeah, make the division sound for account for something. I like it.
Yeah. I know that we're leading the division, so like we're gonna win all these series probably.
Of course we are.
Something like a little something for the trophy case, you know?
I'm in. Yeah. Sign me up.
All right. So Rob's on board. Great. That's helpful.
That means nothing.
Yep. Somebody from FedEx just pulled up and is clearly in the wrong spot. And then we made eye contact, and then she went right back into her truck. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get guilted into going to get a package. If the package shows up, I'll open it and we can all see what's inside.
Oh, I like that.
Even if it's not for me.
I like that. Well, our time is starting to run down, but we'll give it a minute.
Yeah. I mean, we got what, 5 minutes left?
I would say so.
Oh, she's got him. She's looking at me. We just made eye contact again. All right. I'm going to go.
Okay.
Literally, I'm the only one here. So I'm going to go.
Okay. Go. All right.
Talk.
All right. Talking. No, Zach's going to go get this. We're going to go find it out. So the baseball cards, that will be very cool on Wednesday night. And I'm hoping I can steal a pack of baseball cards, because I still love, I have a good appreciation of baseball cards. So I hope to get a pack. But we'll see. We'll see how many are around. But it goes along with my bucket hat, which I love my bucket hat, but there are other people who wanted that bucket hat. But it's very comfortable. All right, Zach is going to make his way back to the monitor any moment now. Nope, I can hear him talking in the background. The excitement is too much here. It's going to turn out to be nothing special. Like it's going to be something legitimate, which is going to be a bummer. Oh, I can still hear him talking. All right, door is closed. Oh, I see a shadow. Here he comes.
Minor update. I don't think it's something that I can open
for
the camera. I think it's player-related stuff. If it was like not player-related stuff, then I would open it. But I also got to go find Luis. Let's see if he's still here. So hold on.
Okay. All right. Got to go find Luis. Nancy, that's I noticed players have been signing autographs down the first baseline. So just a thought, and I'm not telling you anything official, but I have noticed players have been signing. Dan Fiorito's been signing a little bit. So don't rule out the opportunity to at least have that kind of interaction with the players. Some of them have been signing autographs a bit. So hopefully you can get that. I still want to get my scorecard signed from the maligned no-hitter. It's only maligned because it was a 7-inning no-hitter, and but I still think it's legitimate, and I would like to get the scorecard signed by Fio and Derek Kraft and the other pitchers, Sean Boyle and Nick Ernst. I would like to get them to sign my scorecard from that night. That was pretty special for me, and I think it was special for a lot of people. Plus, Josh Bro hit 3 home runs. I'd like Josh to sign it. So yeah. I think. He's back with boxes in hand.
Back with 3 of the several boxes that they were trying to deliver. And luckily, Luis is still up front, so I sent them over there, and they'll be dealt with. But
okay, all right.
Shout out to Luis, Package Man.
He is the man.
He's a good man. He speaks multiple languages.
Yes, he does.
Well, 2 at least.
Yeah,
it's more than I do.
Well, I can barely handle it.
Enough of one. Were you going through comments? Let's see. We got a couple.
You can go through a couple. I mean, I was responding to Nancy about getting autographs. Apparently, there were card night signings. That I can't help.
I don't think we have anything officially sanctioned.
Right, but players have. That's what I was saying. Players have been
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, just informally signing.
Yeah. You got to do a little more legwork. You got to go down. You got to get their attention.
Yep. But they've been good about signing. I've been watching that.
Yeah. And there are guys who seem really like Josh Smith loves signing autographs. I feel like he's got the biggest grin on his face.
He loves interacting. I've seen James Nelson do it. I've seen a couple of players do it. So these are all guys signed. We have. There's still so many guys we have yet to meet on Rob's Roundup. I want more. I want to meet some of these guys.
Well, I mean, that's why we keep doing it.
I know.
We haven't had any repeats other than Fio.
No, and Fio will be tomorrow night.
And technically, I think I've only done it once, so even I'm not a repeat. So
yeah, you did it once, and Sean did it once.
When it was raining, and we were like, we think we're going to play, but we don't think anybody's going to be here. So
I thought you did the one where we were down a video board.
No, because we recorded it. Well, we did that too. I guess I have done multiple because we did the live ones.
Yeah.
We couldn't play videos, right? So we didn't do a video version.
And my son did another one.
Yeah.
The Sunday of the video board. Deal. Yep.
And then we'll do Beside the Beard.
That has to be done.
I know. I feel like the way it needs to go is I feel like Brian needs to be the host because it's his show.
Yes.
And you are the guest.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks you the tough questions that you ask the players. Like, where are you from? Have you eaten anything good? And then you respond, and then the Beard. Although the Beard is a whole different show, so he might get into some weird stuff. You never know.
Should I be wearing a fake beard for Beside the Beard?
I don't think so because you are not the Beard. You are beside the beard. Okay,
beside the beard.
That's an important distinction.
That is important. I just thought, maybe being with the Beard, maybe I should support the Beard. But okay, I like this.
No, the Beard is not looking to recruit. The Beard is differentiating himself. You are not with me. You are next to me.
Okay. You are beside the Beard. Okay.
You are beside the Beard.
I'm good.
Yeah. I've done a couple non-recorded episodes of Beside the Beard while we're waiting for the talent to show up.
The talent is here. He's assuming that's me. He's ready.
Is. Why am I talking to Brian so much then?
You think I have these answers?
Yeah, that's true.
I have not been to the stadium in 2 weeks. I haven't enjoyed that.
I would love to not to have been in the stadium for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've been in different stadiums in the past 2 weeks.
I'm averaging right now like one sort of quote day off on the breaks. There was one day this last weekend I was planning to do some work, and then I was going to work at home, and then Tyson was having some work done, and the power was going to be out and the plumbing was going to be off. And so he and I just kind of went and wandered around for a little while on a Saturday, which was kind of cool.
Right.
The weekend before, I went down to Manhattan. Sorry, I'm getting now texts and emails about packages. This is what happens when you stay after hours. Is you get the people who try to deliver stuff after hours are now in your stuff. So I apologize. I got distracted. But yeah, went down to Manhattan. That's my thing lately has been just I'm going to go for a little solo train ride and see the New York sights and then head back. Right. Other than that, those 2 days, it's been ballpark or thinking about the ballpark or drawing pictures of the ballpark or eating pork and calling it ball pork. Stuff like that. So, although now that you say it out loud, ball pork might be a bit of a thing I might want to avoid.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And I'm thinking that's a good note to wrap up on.
We need to get a good night's sleep under us. I did not get a good night's sleep last night. You have been run ragged. This podcast, if it's anything, it's evidence that you and I need to go home and go to sleep.
Yeah, I think so. So we will call it a night. I think there's a dinner in my future, and we will see you tomorrow. Ooh, you're looking in very closely at me. That made me nervous. Wow. We will see you at the ballpark tomorrow. I will be on Z93 and on the audio side over on hvrenegades.com, and of course on MILB TV, which you should have a subscription to because it's really good, actually.
Yeah, and I will be frantically plugging stuff in.
Yes, you will. And trying to make it all work.
Because honestly, whenever we have these long breaks, something stops working.
Yeah, that's always the case. So everyone...
all of a sudden, Sean's camera doesn't work. That's fun. All right. The easy one all of a sudden doesn't work. What?
Yeah, exactly. So thank you all for the comments. Thank you all for joining us, watching, listening, wherever you may be. And we will see you next week, and we will see you at the ballpark. So for Zach Neubauer, I'm Rob Adams. This has been Renegades Weekly. We're all going to get naps, sleep, whatever the case may be fresh as a daisy, and we will see you next time.